What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gents, toasties and toasters? Is your boy Wicked Toaster, and today we are here with a very interesting video. So as many of you guys know, Black Ops 4 has been out for the last 2 days, and it's been a pretty hype train for, you know, the Blackout, the multiplayer, and zombies. But just for all your guys' sake, I am going to go and break down the honest review of this game. And if you guys disagree with me, I mean, you guys completely have the choice to. This is all opinion based, but I will definitely say, being a zombie player that I have been over this, you know, 10-year journey, it's a little bit interesting with the Black Ops 4 route, and I'm going to be discussing a lot of topics about Black Ops 4 zombies. So if you guys are here for any of the other game modes like multiplayer and Blackout, I'm not going to be discussing much of that in this video. This is majorly going to be zombies based, of like the review of zombies, but I plan on doing a full out honest review of the entire game eventually. But I'm just going to be really talking about the breakdown of zombies within this game. I know a lot of you guys are going to get on me about how zombies has only been out for a few days, but I would have to say I've been in the community long enough to know whether or not a game's going to be a banger, and whether or not it's something that I would personally grind over hours upon hours, considering that, you know, once Black Ops 3 dropped, I played that for like 6 hours straight of just zombies alone. I just gotta say, Black Ops 4 took a very interesting approach, and what I'm going to be doing within this video is I'm going to be discussing 3 major points of what this game has done with zombies and what I personally feel about these topics. Number 1 is going to be change. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, you know, we've had the same zombies experience for 10 years. It's about time that they change it. And that's super awesome. That's really cool that you guys are enjoying it with the way that they've done this. I just feel that if they were going to implement this type of change with all these new perks like the Widow's Wail, the Tortoise, Victorious Tortoise, all these other perks and stuff, I feel like they should have took a slower approach to adding these perks, and or not replacing the old ones that we already knew and loved. It's really awesome when you can hop into a map and it's very simplistic. I feel like once you hop onto a zombies map, it doesn't have to be like a complicated setup to be a hard map. It just more so like, you know, it's whether or not it plays out well. And for me personally, when it comes to the Black Ops 4 maps, which as said, I haven't had a lot of play time, and I know a lot of you guys are going to judge me with that, but for me, being a zombies player for this long, I definitely can tell when a map is going to have that replayability or if it's not going to have that replayability. Yeah, I just have to really say it doesn't have a Treyarch vibe at all. Like when I was playing these maps, I didn't think I was actually playing a Treyarch game. Personally, in my opinion, it just doesn't feel anything like a Treyarch zombies experience. As you guys do know, Treyarch has been a fan favorite for zombies for all these years, and, you know, for years to come, and it's awesome. But personally, my experience on Black Ops 4, it's nothing like the last zombies you guys have ever experienced. A, you don't have Jug. B, it's only a 3-hit down unless you have custom mutations. And then C, on top of that, the zombies have a longer animation to hit you. So it's both easy and hard in a different way. I wouldn't say like the entire game is really difficult, as long as you know how to manipulate the animations of those zombies to get past them. Another thing I have to add is it feels like the bosses, like all mini bosses so far, have been bullet sponges to the max. The Warden isn't as bad on Blood of the Dead, but I would have to say personally, the IX is broken AF. We were playing 4 players, and legit, we all like had pack-a-punch guns, and we ended up running out of ammo trying to beat these warriors on this warrior round. It was just absolutely impossible to get through that round without running out of ammo. So I really hope they patch that eventually. And then on top of that, Voyage of Despair, the bosses were a little bit insane on that one as well. I would have to say, with this game, it's so hard to actually get your game set up, because half the time when you're trying to set up, your last zombie will just die out, even if it's near you. Like legit, I was playing last night, and on Blood of the Dead, the zombie slipped on a freaking banana peel and just killed itself. So that's a thing. I don't understand why they took this route, to be honest. I know in previous games, every now and then you'd have them despawn if they were like way out of range, but now even when a zombie's in your vicinity, they just despawn. So for me, being a zombies player, the way I have perceived this so far, it hasn't been a top tier experience. As said, it just doesn't feel like Treyarch. Stuff seems too complicated, and that's actually getting into the next key point here, is the complication of this game. As you guys do know, usually with zombies, you know, you have your maps, you have your wonder weapons within those maps, and then you have a, you know, a step-by-step Easter egg that you can follow, which is a little bit more for the complicated route for people to go and take if they want to go and do the full-out Easter egg for the storyline. That's awesome. I just gotta say, though, when you're trying to launch a game, it just seems like there's too much to do overall. Like when you're trying to start a game, just a little bit too much for me. I don't know if it's necessarily for everybody. It might just be me. It's just a little bit overwhelming seeing as much stuff that you can do. It's not a bad thing to have a lot of stuff, guys. Like, as said, like, it's really awesome they have these, like, this many maps on release. That's not the problem. It's more so you have to choose your specialist. You have to create your class. You got these elixirs that you can set up. You got your perk layouts. You can replace those 4 perks. You can earn these other perks with levels, which is another thing on top of that is I don't really like the fact that you have to level up to get perks, because then what's the point of prestiging? Because then you're going to lose your perk layout anyway, you know? Like, I never really understood that with that approach. I gotta say, though, I was a little bit disappointed to see that the perks did not make a return. I know I made a video talking about how these perks will be in Black Ops 4, you know, like the Jug, Double Tap, and Speed Cola, and none of them made a return, so that's a little bit awkward for me. But you know, I made that video because I truly wanted to believe that these perks would be in the game, and it's a little bit, it's kind of hurtful. I don't know if it's for everybody. I know you guys are gonna call me like a pussy and a baby for it, but you know, I've been a fan of this franchise for so long, and I want to see it succeed. And it's just really unfortunate to see that they would take such a different route than what they've traditionally done. They kind of like ruined a year of tradition for zombies. This is the first year that we literally haven't had those main perks. I mean, I don't know. For me, being a zombies player, it's kind of a turn off. On top of that, you know, I feel like Treyarch's kind of just getting too safe with it. They're playing the safe game. Like, they believe that you know, they basically believe in their minds that, you know, the zombies community is so strong that no matter what they put out, we're gonna play it. But we can only take so much bullshit until it's, you know, it's not enjoyable anymore for us, you know? Like, if you're going to make storyline driven maps, I would appreciate, you know, not making that the basis of the entire game, you know? Like, it shouldn't be, the Easter egg of a map shouldn't be what causes the player to replay it. It should be just because the map is that enjoyable that you can replay it so many times. Like, matter of fact, you know, like Kino der Tone, such a, you know, nostalgic map to play on. Super enjoyable, great layout. Doesn't have a big Easter egg, but guess what? It's fun to play. You got Horizon Drunk. It has a cool Easter egg, but it also has a really, like, replayable map style, and I really love that. You know, like, they just simple maps like that. As long as they keep that going, you know, it would have been successful. And I feel like when I jumped on Black Ops 4, I played the maps for literally like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I was already, you know, I already had enough of it. I was already ready to go and play multiplayer. And I would have to say, like, I've never had that experience with a Treyarch Zombies game, like, at all. I've never had, you know, the drive to go and get off of zombies and go to multiplayer just because the maps were already meh, you know? Like, it's already meh for me. And I think that entirely turned out to be because they felt that the zombies community will just accept anything that they put on the table. But I feel like this was a little bit too much change to the original zombies experience. Not that change is bad, it's just the fact, the route that they took. And this is something that my friend always says. Shout out to Taylor for this. He always talks about Call of Duty doesn't need to fix stuff that doesn't need fixing. Like Bob the Builder, you don't have to fix it. I feel like they entirely threw away an old system that was absolutely perfect for zombies. It was the absolute perfect system. We had our perks, and you know, you have a max limit of 4 perks that you can buy, unless, you know, you have little Easter egg things that you can do to get more perks, and or a perkaholic or whatever else to get another perk. But, you know, you have your 4 main perks that you would go and get, but you also have other perks on the map that you have, you know, access to. So you can, you know, you can change it up every game. You didn't have to, like, spawn those perks at certain locations. And Black Ops 4 kind of took that away from everything. You can't have a variety within a game because all you can do is have 4 perks no matter what. No matter what, you can only have the 4 perks that you chose to spawn on the map. And I feel like that kind of ruins the whole aspect of variety and change to a map, you know? Like, it was always about exploring a map that it's like, oh wow, look at this, there's a new perk, you know, and then you try it out, and then if you don't like it, you don't like it, you know? And that's how it's always been. But now it's more so you check the perk, it tells you this big old paragraph biography of what it is, but half the time these names, it doesn't even relevate to what it does, you know? Like Victorious Tortoise and Widow's Wail. I mean, like, all of these new perks, it doesn't seem like you can really catch on to them like the other ones. You know, you buy Juggernog and you're like, oh, you know, you take more hits before you go down. You know, like, it's obvious, you learned it. But in this aspect, you have to read up on it before you actually even know what it does. And I feel like that kind of destroys the whole purpose of it. And then also color coding. This is such a small thing. The color coding of the perks has always been essential for me, at least. Like, you always assume that, you know, a red tall perk with white was Jug. You always assume that Stamina Up was a yellowish perk. You always assume that Double Tap was the square, you know, with the yellow on it. That was Double Tap, you know, like, just the simple things like that. It just kept zombies plain and simple, and, you know, allowed us to grow upon that. And we've been doing it for 10 years, but for some reason they felt that that system wasn't needed in this one. And I don't understand why they took that route. Like, honestly, if they wanted this new perk system with the Victorious Tortoise and all this stuff, it would be really cool if they made a separate game mode that you could choose to use these new perks. That would be awesome if they did that. I feel like the classic mode on Black Ops 4 should be included literally only like the regular zombies perks. It shouldn't be these new vending machines or whatever they are. As said, I was a little bit skeptical on that when I seen it within the trailer. I talked about it in my Blood of the Dead review. I was a little bit skeptical about it, and you know, entirely it's kind of gone the wrong way for me, at least. You know, quick revive was always blue. When you go to that blue machine, it might not even be a quick revive. It might be your Victorious Tortoise or Widow's Wail. I don't know all the perk names, as said. I haven't studied a bunch of them because, as said, I haven't been able to really enjoy the zombies experience on this game. And it's really unfortunate because it's graphically insane. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. The maps are very well developed. They're perfect and they're beautiful. It's just the fact, like, the play out is just, it isn't there. And this is the same issue I had with World War II, was replayability was a huge thing. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, it doesn't feel like this could be a zombies mode that you could grind for hours on end and just keep grinding. Because like even for the Easter egg hunters, it's really hard for them to even get steps done because all these zombies just keep spawning in because the rounds keep ending. You know, they just ultimately can't even have time to just search and chill, you know? And zombies being such a chill game mode that you can play and just go for high rounds if you wanted to. I mean, they have a casual mode. That's really cool. I love the fact that you can customize the modes, but it's just, there's a little bit too much. I feel like they shouldn't have overcomplicated the settings to the game compared to just loading up a map and playing it, like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, World at War, Black Ops 3, all that good stuff. I didn't say that in any order, but, you know. It's just, I don't really understand what they thought was a smart approach in this way, you know? Like, I'm not going to say this in a way to influence you guys to not play the zombies. If you guys play the game and you guys enjoy it, that's awesome. That's really great. I'm glad you enjoy it. But if you guys are an OG zombies player and you guys have been here for the long run and you guys know how the playstyle works and everything, I think very rough to say how you guys will feel about this game. So if you guys are literally just buying Black Ops 4 for zombies, I would be a little bit skeptical. Just kind of, I mean, there's always a room for giving it a chance. It's just, I don't want to influence you guys on a game that I personally don't think would suit you guys the best, because I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on what I think. And if you guys are huge zombie players and that's your major game mode and you guys are dedicated to buying this game for that reason, it's a little bit on edge at this moment, whether or not I really enjoy it, because there's a lot of room for improvement, I would have to say. Not the fact that they didn't try, at least. I mean, they want to just implement new things because it's been 10 years and they wanted to start a new story, you know? And that's completely understandable. I just really wish they would have kept the old system in so the OG players could still play that of what they retain knowledge on. And then if they wanted to play Chaos mode, which is the new Chaos storyline, that's where the new perks could come in. And I would be completely fine with that. I think that would be absolutely stunning if they would have done something like that. Like keeping those perks strictly to the new storyline, because that's an entirely different thing away from Ether. But it just doesn't make sense that they've had our Ether storyline this entire time with all these main perks and then just suddenly changing it on Black Ops 4. It just really doesn't fall into place for me. But that's enough about the whole perk ramble. I'm going to continue on to some other topics on here, and this is again on poor execution. I feel like Treyarch really they had a really great idea in mind. You know, it sounded really great on pen and paper, but it didn't play well in the actual final product, and that's my major opinion on it. Some of you guys may be against that, and that's entirely fine. You guys are open to your own opinions, and I'm open to hearing your guys' opinions in the comment section below, because seriously, like, maybe I'm just one of the very few people that really just don't necessarily love the game. If you guys actually enjoy the game, as said, that's really, really awesome. I'm really happy for you, but I feel like the mass majority of people can agree with most of the statements I'm putting within this video. I will have to say, zombies has always been a priority for me ever since Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and I've always been playing a mad amount of that as a majority on my channel, you know, for live streams and random videos and Easter egg steps and all that great stuff. It's been huge on the channel, and this is like the first year I really feel like I'm not really comfortable posting zombies content because I don't really stand behind it. And that's really unfortunate to say, because I've been, you know, supporting this franchise for so long. It's not the fact I wouldn't play zombies on Black Ops 4, because I'm still going to finish the Easter eggs once the steps released, but I don't feel like there's any drive for me to go and do that. It just doesn't sit well with me, I guess. I don't know what's the best way to put it. As I said earlier, Treyarch had a really great idea in mind. It was a really, really great idea, but it was very poorly executed. I feel like if they were going to do something this big, they should have at least had some type of test just to allow these people to kind of check it out and see how people feel about it. And if the community feedback wasn't strong, then they should have just stripped the idea entirely. Them entirely just stripping what we know from 10 years of our mechanics that we knew in zombies and just throwing it away and be like, oh, who cares? You know, your 10 years of zombies experience is basically out the window. Who cares about it? You know, and then also changing the movement style of zombies. Like, it doesn't even feel like Treyarch anymore. You guys all know the difference between Advanced Warfare zombies, Infinite Warfare zombies, World War II zombies. Like, you guys all know how those play out differently compared to, like, a Treyarch game. You guys all know the Treyarch style because we've played it for years. But in this particular game, it just doesn't feel like a Treyarch game. Because if you guys look, I'll probably set, like, a picture here. This is the layout of your gaming screen. And I would have to say it's a little bit HUD heavy. I would say it's very HUD heavy. I don't like how the elixirs are in the right side of the screen here. I don't like how the perks are in the middle like Infinite Warfare did. I don't like how they have the round limit in the top left corner. They've never done that in a Treyarch game. This is the first time they've ever done that, and I don't know how I feel about it. It's such a small thing, such a subtle thing, but it's just, it changes so much of what we know from Treyarch. It's just not a traditional zombies game. And as said, if you guys are truly wanting to buy this game and you guys are debating, if you guys are on edge because you guys want to buy it for the zombies experience, in my honest opinion, at this moment, I don't think it's necessarily worth it if you guys are going for the zombies reason. If you guys are going to buy it because you guys are multiplayer players, you guys like the Blackout and the zombies, I definitely suggest for the casual player, 100%. I love the multiplayer. I'm telling you right now, that is probably the strongest portion of the game for me right now, is multiplayer. I'm absolutely enjoying the crap out of that. I've been playing just mad games of Hardpoint. That's probably going to be the gameplay of this, honestly, is me playing Hardpoint on Black Ops 4. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel strong in the zombies aspect. And, you know, it's really sad to say that because Treyarch has literally been blowing people away with these recent games with their zombies. And you know, this used to be a game mode that people would really look forward to. I feel like they absolutely hyped up the zombies experience, but the zombies experience didn't match the hype, if that makes sense. You have your full out trailer just absolutely hyping this game up, making it seem like we're going to get ourselves into something absolutely insane. And then it drops and it just doesn't seem like it fulfills that hype in a sense. And maybe that's just because I got overhyped. I don't know. You guys can leave your opinions down in the comments below, but personally, as said, I just don't feel like zombies is in the state where it should be at this moment. If anything, they should have tested this out and seen what people thought about it before actually implementing it into the full game. But yet again, this is a very opinion-based video. I'm truly just making this video to give an honest opinion because I feel like a lot of people out there, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're so tied in with the Activision organization and Treyarch and stuff. They don't want to ruin that type of, you know, bond. And, you know, me not being affiliated with either of them, me just being a fan of the game, I feel like I can really speak my mind upon this. And I definitely feel that you guys deserve to know, especially if you guys are going to invest your money within this company. I 100% believe that if you guys are buying it for the zombies experience, just at this moment, it's not at the state where it should be. And it's sad to say that. I love zombies to death. I'm still going to play the game. I just got to say right now, there's a lot of work to be done. If there's any points I missed in this video, make sure to drop a comment and let me know. If you guys want me to discuss some more things about the game as well, I can always make another video on this topic as well. If you guys are still a little bit skeptical and you guys need to know a little bit more information, I would love to make another video. Just give me a recommendation down in the comments and I would love to help you guys out. That's going to be basically it. As said, zombies, I wouldn't say if you're buying it solely for zombies, I don't think it's necessarily worth it. If you're buying it for the full game experience of multiplayer zombies and Blackout, I definitely suggest it. It's a lot of fun on Blackout and multiplayer, but zombies, as said, it's just not at the point where I think it should be. But other than that, guys, as said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to press that thumbs up and let me know what you guys think as well about the game. If you guys really like the zombies, if you guys are kind of meh on it, just let me know what you guys think. But other than that, guys, as always, keep it toasty, my friends. Laters.